All right, welcome to everyone on the recording. Um, we are going to be working through the classical repertoire again this week. So if you were here last week, we sort of just did a run through on that classical repertoire, kind of like I picked out our favorites of the classical, right? So we're getting about 26 of the 37 pieces. And we're going to be doing the classical repertoire every week up until this last class in February 5th. But hopefully each class will feel very different because I'm going to highlight different aspects of each exercise to sort of focus on in the moment. So last week was sort of just a run through. This week we're going to be talking about the non-obvious points of stability or the non-obvious points of movement to go through. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that and we'll experience it as it is. Let's start on the back side of your mat, or one side of your mat. And just go ahead and march a few times until you sort of like land in your default hip width apart stance. Shimmy in your shoulders a bit to kind of wiggle into it. Move your hips a little bit. Give yourself a jiggle. Ooh, let it go a little bit. Kind of shaking off maybe I'm speaking for myself, shaking off the stiffness from couch sitting this weekend. We got 4 feet of snow in like 24 hours. Like, no joke. We got stuck. Our car got stuck. We couldn't. Anyway, so we did a lot of sitting today. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to zone into your body. Notice your feet articulating with the floor. Where do you feel your weight shift bias? Forward, backward, side, medial, lateral. Zoom up your inner thighs. Let your knees bobble. Are your shoulders sitting on your thorax? How's your head sitting on top of that spine? Give yourself some rotation, side bend to check that out. How's your breath? You breathing through your nose, your mouth? Where does it fill and expand in your body? And then coming up to the space right between the bridge of your nose, about where your ears are. It's like in the center of your brain. What's your vibe today? One more breath in and out. Okay, so setting the intention of alternative ways to think about movement. We're going to start with 3 standing roll downs as an assessment, and I just want to make it clear for your education that this is not how the classical repertoire would start. Okay, just for your Pilates experience education, but we are going to start with a standing roll down. Arms up towards the ceiling, biceps framing your ears, shrug the shoulders up. Allow your upper thoracic spine to round as you reach out to the other end of the mat, and the fingertips will land on the floor. Bobble through your knees a few times to kind of get a little movement in your hammies and your ankles. Take a breath to expand in your back body here, and then we're going to launch forward, weight through the toes, keep framing biceps to ears as you bring yourself back up to vertical, and the arms will come down for completeness. Let's just do that 2 more times, and again, kind of take that self-assessment. You know, I love this standing roll down. It's sort of an assessment for core connection, foot integration, breath, expansion, shoulder mobility, all the things. I feel like we do this often enough that we have some sort of standard on what is our normal and what is our good. Fingertips land, bobble, and then bringing it all the way up to stand. Arms come down for completeness. Excellent job. We're going to come up to the front part of our mat. I'm just going to move my little cheat sheet. All right, so the classical way to get down on the mat is a cross-legged sit. So like genie arms, cross-legged sit. So we're going to try our best to go for that cross-legged sit. When you come down to sort of your lowest point and you're like, uh-oh, just bring one hand back or both hands back and glide yourself down to the floor. All right, we're going to slide the hips back and send the legs forward. as we experienced last week, there's a lot of roll up transitions in the classical repertoire. So we're going to go ahead and roll on down. Now, this is where we start the music. Go ahead and bring your legs into a hook lying position. So feet flat, knees bent. We're going to go for our 100 to start, which is designed to pump your breath and get your diaphragm going and kind of wake up the system. It's almost like a Wim Hof breathing, if you've heard of that. But today we're going to focus on the anchor point for your 100. So as you curl your chin in towards your chest, we're going to glide up into a trunk curl, pressing the low back into the mat. And then we're going to glide ourselves back down. All right, so chin to chest, glide on up. Beautiful. Take an inhale at the top and then exhale, glide back down. And we're just going to keep it simple for the next several here. So we're going to curl on up, but feel this anchoring of the ribs dropping down and curling up into that trunk curl, and then releasing back down in here in throw. A couple more times. I'm just going to throw out a bunch of cues. Take what you like, throw out what you don't, and then release back. You can think about your ribs dropping down to the mat. So not necessarily everything going towards your knees, but just simply a drop, which is going to, like, if you think about a teeter-totter, right? Like if the ribs drop down, the other side of that has to come up. Yes, and that's sort of the head. Hopefully that makes it a little less necky. Let's do a couple more. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, curl up, anchoring your low back. Good. You can also, this one's kind of weird, think about pulling your organs up into your thorax. Stay with me. Organs up into your thorax to create some space for your ribs to drop down into your abdomen. Okay, again, take what you want, leave what you don't. We're going to curl up and hold here for a moment. Slide your left leg out long, point it, and float it off the mat just a little bit. And then bring it back in, release your head and shoulders back down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, curl up. Right leg's going to slide out. Hover it off the mat with a nice, beautiful pointed foot. And then bring it back in. Release back out. We're going to alternate the legs here. Curl up. Anchor from the low belly. All of this is supposed to be supporting the weightlessness in that leg as you reach it. Let's go one more here on this side, and I'm going to layer in just one more version of your 100, prep, and return. Now, we're going to try both legs, so curling up and hold. We're going to kick one leg up, other leg up, leg down, release, and return. We're going to do that 3 more times. Reach. Maybe it's your other leg that initiates. Again, figure out your support system first. The legs should just sort of be able to float back up. If it feels like a big effort or a big shift, we need to dig a little bit deeper, or just stick with the one leg version. You got it. One more time, please. We got this nice heat in the core going. Last one. Beautiful. And release all the way down. Bend your knees into your chest, rock and roll to seated. We're going to go for our roll up starting at the top, legs out long. Okay. Flex your feet and squeeze your thighs all the way together. This is where your anchor point's going to be. In fact, actually, I'm going to make an executive decision. I want everyone to stand up and grab a pillow, just like a throw pillow or a yoga block or a squish ball. Something. Okay. I don't know why I didn't think of that before we got down. It's all right. All right, so we're going to place your object, your squishy object, something squishful, in between your thighs. And this is, again, going to be a reminder for your brain, like, I got to squish that thing. Okay? Here we go. Arms up towards the ceiling. Now, as you go for your roll back, we're going to do what we did last week. We're going to just come down 1/4 of the way on your roll back. But again, I want you to think about squishing squishing your pillow. Here we go. Exhale, roll back just 1/4. Your sit bones go towards your knee pits. Beautiful. Now to come up, squeeze and pull yourself through towards the pillow. Okay, here we go. 3 more just like that. We roll back, squeeze the pillow, roll on up. Nice. 2 more, just the 1/4, rolling back, squeeze to pull. Okay, it's more important on the way up than on the way down. So if you have bandwidth for one direction, just let yourself roll back, and then the collection on the way up comes from that reach from your heels. 1 more time for the 1/4. And then squeeze and roll up. Well done. Shake it out just a little bit. Rock through your sit bones. We're going to now come halfway 4 times. Same cues. Here we go. Roll back halfway. This means your low back might touch the mat. And then roll yourself up, squeezing through that pillow. Here we go. Nice job, Bev. Rolling on back. Tap and pull. Beautiful. Search for the floor in your low back. And again, maybe you want to grab another pillow. Let's do this actually. Pull the pillow behind us. Give yourself a little cottontail, kind of like half sit on it. This is what I love about this class. It's as much exploration as it is for you as it is for me. All right, so now we're going to use that pillow for some feedback. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, huh? A little support there. Now press your low back into the pillow to roll yourself up. Ooh, do we like that? Okay, we're going to do 3 more like that. If you didn't like it and you like the squeeze better, put it back. Here we go. Roll back. Some autonomy in how you structure your cueing here. Roll on up. You can still think about the squeeze. It hasn't gone away. Roll back. Oh, I like the pillow. I always forget about this one. Yep. And last one. Beautiful. Rolling back. Now we have squeeze and roll up. Beautiful. Shake it out. We have now 3/4 of the way down, which means you're probably going to get the top half of your spine on the mat, but you haven't relaxed your head back yet. I'm going to go back to the squeeze. I like that in my body. If you want to keep the pillow behind you, that's fine. You're just going to start to sort of arch over the pillow. That's why I think it gets a little funny, but you do you. You're smart. You have informed bodies. Here we go. 3/4 of the way back. Squeeze and reach your heels. We're going to come down to just between the shoulder blades. You'll tap and then squeeze to help collect you to come back. Nice job. Feel the articulation of your spine on the mat, lowering back. You're trying to separate your vertebrae every time you come down and as you peel back up. 2 more. Good. And last one. Searching for that imaginary pillow that would be in your low back, and then all the way back up. Oh my goodness. Shake it out. We have full range of motion coming up next. The last cue, we've got lots of things going on, right? We got the squeeze, we got the imaginary pillow, we have the space between our shoulder blades trying to touch the mat. This last time, I want you to think about being really wide in your fingers. And imagine that you're pulling on some springs. Some of you have the experience of being on the trapeze table, right? You can use the roll down bar or the straps on your reformer or something of that sort. So keeping your arms and your upper body occupied in some way. Okay, here we go. Rolling on back. Take your time. Find that imaginary pillow. Find the tops of your shoulders and then your arms. If you would like to circle through, go for it. You can use the assist in the small of your back or find your springs that you're holding on to help curl you up. Very good, Bev. Oh, so proud. Here we go. Roll on back. I see you. You have a nice camera angle today, too. That's why I'm picking on you. Roll on up. Feel that roll down bar helping you up. Really good. 2 more. And up. Yes, nice job. And last one. And roll all the way through. Ah, nicely done. Let's put that pillow off to the side. We may end up using that later. We'll see. Who knows? Bring yourself into a little bit of a ball here. And we're going to pull in with the tops of our hands, the hands on the top of your shins, point your toes and click your big toes together. So from the front, it might look something like this. Yeah, very nice. Get those heels in nice and tighty. Good. And the shoulders relax out of your ears. We're going to go for a roll over in the rolling like a ball. So if you need a visual, it'll look something like this. You're going to rock back, hands come down, push through your arms a lot. I'm slowing this down. If you have a moment of hesitation upside down, great. And then you can gain that momentum and come back into your ball. Okay, here we go. Roll back, kick your legs over if you need it. Arms come down, there you go, and then bring it back. Awesome, just trying your best to get your booty up in the air, no worries. This one's a bit more playful. Roll back, and roll forward, and roll back, and roll forward. There you go, nice. The more you can kick your legs, like whipping them over, the more that energy is gonna carry you upside down, all right? So toes together, kick over, and then back. Good. Keep those feet together. The big toes are touching. 2 more, please. Yep. And last one. Excellent. And reset. Nicely done. Scoot your bum to the center of the mat. We're going to transition onto your back. So we're going to do that through our roll down. Remember, we have that roll down spring bar in our arms. Keep your shoulders occupied. Roll on back. Find your little pillow behind you. Beautiful. And then lowering yourself down to the mat. Nicely done. Let's pull your right leg into a tabletop position and grab behind your thigh. Let's give this a little nerve release, right? Heel to the ceiling, kick your leg vertical, point your foot, and then bend your knee into your tabletop. So we're just going to go from a heel kick, a dorsiflex foot, so heel kick to the ceiling, point and lower down. Flex and kick, point and lower down. Excellent. As you go through this, let's think about what's happening in your low back when you straighten out your leg. I'm just curious. Just notice. You're like, oh, when you straighten up, what happens? And when you bend, what happens? Yeah. Last one right here. Does anything change? Slide that right leg out where it came from. Same thing on the other side. Grab behind your thigh. Kick towards the ceiling. Point the foot and lower. Kick towards the ceiling. Point the foot and lower. Kick towards the ceiling. Last one. It's a little dynamic hammy stretch. Beautiful. Great. All right, we're going to take your right foot and take both feet, plant them on the ground. We're going to keep your left foot as is, right leg's going to come up towards the ceiling. Okay. We're going to go for your single leg circles. They're going to look more like the letter D because this leg's sort of in the way. Okay. And when you go for these circles, I want you to press through your left side as if you were doing a bridge. You're not going to actually bridge, but I want that energy through the left leg. Here we go. We're going to cross down, out to the side, and up. Down, out to the side, and up. Push through that left side like you got some energy there. And that's what's going to help create some stability. Okay. Talk about cross-lateral connections here. So it's not really about the leg that's moving, hint, hint. It's about the left leg and actually about your right elbow or your right shoulder anchoring into the ground, right? So creating this cross-body stability for ease of movement in your right leg. Let's go 3 more in the same direction. We're not switching directions today, don't worry. 1, 2, 3. Good. Replace that right leg down. Shake it out. Do a little shimmy your dance. Left leg up towards the ceiling. Point the foot. All right. So now it's about right leg pushing through like you're going to do a bridge. And your left elbow pushing down into the mat. Here we go. Leg comes down. Bring it out to the side. Circle around and come in. Nice. Out. Down, out, and around. Down, out and around. Lovely. Pushing through left elbow, right foot. It's not really about your left leg right now. You got it. Let's go 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Nice job. Rest your foot down. Give yourself just a quick bridge because that feels good. Not part of the order. That's all right. Roll on down. This time we're going to have both legs long. Dorsiflex your feet, please, as if you were standing on your left foot. As if you were standing on your left foot. Okay. Right leg up towards the ceiling. Point your right foot. We're going to do your single leg circles now for real. But I want you to focus again on left heel, dorsiflex, left heel, and right elbow. Left heel, right elbow. Here we go. Cross the midline, down towards the other foot, out to the side, and stop at the top. Let's reverse direction. Out to the side, down around, stop at the top. Good, reverse crossover. So you'll feel as the leg comes out to the right, that right elbow is going to stabilize and resist. Pushing down through the whole cross-lateral system, that diagonal, the oblique sling system. Down around, stop at the top, out to the side, stop at the top. Let's do 1 more in each direction. Down around, squeezing your kneecap, get that straight leg. Beautiful, bend the foot and slide it out. Is your left leg still dorsiflexed? Awesome. Right leg is going to be now your stabilizer. Left leg up towards the ceiling, point your foot. Now we got right heel. Even give yourself a little rub on that right heel. It'll give your brain like, oh yeah, I know where my right heel is. And left elbow. Here we go. Cross the midline, down around, stop at the top. To the side, out and around, stop at the top. Cross the midline, down around, stop at the top. Out to the side, cross the midline. Here we go. So on and so forth. And it's not about your left leg. It's about how well you can stabilize through your right heel and left elbow in the whole thing. All right. We're trying to maintain the stability of your pelvis. Let's go 3, 2, and last one. Beautiful. Bring the leg down. Bring both feet in again, and let's go for another bridge to stretch out the hip flexors. Very well done. So if you do that right, your hip flexors should feel worked. Articulate down. Right? Because if your pelvis is neutral and your femur is moving, that is a hip flexor movement. We're going to go into our ab series here next. Again, big dynamic movement looks something like this. We're going to bring your right leg in, curl your head and shoulders up for single bent knee stretch. We're going to hover your other leg out. Now, your outside hand, remember, holds your ankle bone. Okay. Anchor through your belly button. So feel your low back in the mat. And I want you to think, instead about the leg coming in, let's think about the stretch of the leg going out. Okay, while still holding this core centering. Switch to the other side. Reach the right leg. Good. Reach the left leg. Reach the right leg. Reach the left leg, or whichever side is reaching. Maybe you're not on the same side as me, and that's okay. Reaching. 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 We got 2 more. Last one. Knees in and release down. You can shake it out, roll a little bit. Okay, that was single bent knee stretch. We got double bent knee stretch. And again, we're going to think about the reaching component while holding heavy through the low back. So we're curling the head and shoulders up. Set yourself up. Hands to the outside of your ankle bones. Knees together, toes together always. Reach the arms and legs out, mostly just the legs I'm going to focus on, and then bring it back in. This is almost like the easy part, right? Bringing it back in is the easy part. Reaching out and pull back in. You can imagine or actually place your pillow between your thighs again. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. We have one more. Reach and pull. Team, well done. Rest your head down. Shake it out. Single straight leg stretch. Let's go right leg up towards the ceiling, left leg out long. Reach up, grab your tops of your leggings and push them towards your ankle. Push your leggings up. Now again, we're thinking more about the reaching leg than we are about the pulling leg, yes? Anchor through here, but then stretch from it. Switch, think about the reaching leg. Stretch, stretch. Beautiful. Think about your legs in your feet in straps or the legs in springs. You'd be pushing hard to get that leg to reach out. The leg is reaching. Push against those straps or the springs and reach and reach and reach. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Bring the knees in. Well done. We're going to rock and roll if you need to grab your pillow for this next one. Grab your pillow for the next one. We're going to place the pillow either between your knees or your ankles. Hands come behind the head to create a little bit of a basket here. Now, actually, let's do this. We're going to keep your legs in bent knee position to start, and then if you want to go straight leg, you can. So here, we're already working through our inner thighs to hold the pillow so it doesn't slip through, right? Curl your head and shoulders up, but the key here on this one is to actually keep a neutral pelvis. So a little bit of space here, okay? Let's just work on that little trunk curl holding the pillow together. So we're going to curl the head and shoulders up. The ribs drop down and maybe even splay, and then return. Yes, little gentle squeeze on that pillow. One more time, we're going to come up and stay there. Find that flattening, the breadth in your upper back. The legs are going to go out a little bit. Squeeze the thighs to come in. Now we're still in a neutral pelvis. That is the tricky part. So try to keep your neutral, and it doesn't matter how big or small the movement in your legs is. We're keeping that neutral pelvis. We're keeping the squeeze. We're working the hip flexors. Oh my goodness. Oh, this one's always the hardest one for me to do it when I do it right. Let's go 3 more here. Reach. And 2. Squeeze that pillow. Last one. Lovely. And rest down. Oh my God. Hip flexors on fire. Love it. Let your knees go side to side real quick. We have crisscross as your final one in this series. And again, thinking about alternative ways to get crisscross in your body. Layer 1 is to think about the stretching out leg. Okay, that's similar to what we've been doing. If you want to add another layer to that, real quick here before you go for it, just take a peek. When you go for your rotation, I want you to think not about rotating towards the knee, but about how this elbow down here lifts out and reaches up. Okay, so I want you to take your eyes to this elbow and reach it to the corner, upper corner of your mat in the rotation. All right, here we go. Start with the right leg in. Rotate and reach that right elbow long. Switch to the other side. Left elbow goes long, looking through it. Right elbow goes long. Left elbow goes long. Right elbow goes long. Very nice. Thinking more about length in your movement versus crunchy. Right? Beautiful. We're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And released in. A little different, right? Well done. Rock and roll yourself up to seated. We have this version here. We are going to take your pillow and place it in your lap. Spine stretch forward. You know how I'm cueing always like reach over the big imaginary beach ball, right? Okay. Nestle in that pillow nice and close to your tummy. And bring your arms up here. We're going to separate your feet just a little bit and dorsiflex the feet. Okay. I think in a perfect world, if you were in my clinic, I'd have your feet up against a wall for some of these when I say dorsiflex, right? That would be cool feedback. You know what? We can't have it all. Sometimes we have to use our imagination. All right, so nestle in that pillow nice and close here. Now imagine getting taller through your system. And if you have a ponytail, sometimes it's nice to even just like pull the ponytail as a cue, right? Like be your own thing. And then we're going to try to lift up and over your pillow. Okay, so try not to smash your pillow. We're going to come up and over your pillow or whatever's in your lap. Maybe you have a kitty that's sitting there and you're like, you don't want to squish it with your boobs or your belly. And then bring yourself off of the pillow first and restack. Okay? Where's Corona when you need her, huh? Reach forward, stretch over the top of kitty. Don't let your boobs or your belly crush her, and then pull on up here. Nice. It's small. It's just this upper thoracic. It's like the beginning of your roll down, right? It's that upper reach, biceps framing your ears, and then restack, set the shoulders on. Allow your shoulders to splay to the outside. You're going to do 2 more spine stretch, forward reach. Maybe take a breath into that exposed back, and then open. I love this one. And reach. And pull on up. Excellent. Nice job. And release. I think I've been exploring this actually in myself and several of my one-on-one coaching clients, that so much we're told to sit up straight, right? Like we're told to sit up straight, shoulders back, shoulders down. But you can even see in myself, because I've been preaching that for so long, my back naturally is just like so flat. So allowing us to restore that actual natural back curve. Your upper back should have a thoracic curve to it that allows for better breathing. And I think that's the whole point of thoracic spine stretch forward, is to create that lift and then space in the thoracic curve, like allowing us to be curved in our upper back when we're told all day to, sit up nice and tall, flatten out your back, shoulders down. Okay, here we go. Roll on back. We have corkscrew. If you want to go for the full corkscrew and you know what that is, go ahead. Otherwise, we're going to do sort of a modified version of it with our legs up towards the ceiling and your arms in like a T out to the side. Make some fists. Okay. We're going to have the legs teeter over to the right. Your left hip is going to lift a little bit. We're going to squeeze the bottom thigh up into the top thigh to sort of kick it over. We're going to stop dead center and do a little drop and then pull. Okay. Just as sort of like, I don't want you to use momentum from side to side. So like have that little kick, that little moment. Go over to the other side. The hip's going to lift a little bit. The inner thigh on the left side is going to pull up to the center. Once you hit center, there's just a little nod down towards the mat with your feet. Here we go. Up and over. Push bottom thigh to top thigh. Little nod through the center. Up and over. And through. Good. We're going to do this 4 more times total. 4 more times total. Reach out. Thigh to center, a little nod. Here's another layer of integration. When you come out to the side, don't just rock over. Think about your right hip actively lifting up and over. Yep. And then left leg on the inner thigh. 2 more here. I know we're going slow. Left hip's going to come up and over. Right thigh presses in to the center. Nod through the center. Last one here. Right hip comes up and over. And center and bring it all the way down. Let your knees go side to side. You can break that one down just a little bit next time, too. Beautiful. Bend the knees in, rock and roll to sit. We're back in our seated. Remember, he did a lot of like laying on your back and then sitting up, laying on your back, sitting up. We're going to bring our feet about mat width apart for saw. Bend your knees if you need to here. And actually, let's grab that pillow again. And we're going to place it over your thigh that's closest to me. I'm not going to say left or right. I'm just going to say toward me or away from me. Okay? Bring your hands to either your temples, or if you have the shoulder mobility, to clasp behind your head, and then traction. It's almost like you bringing your hair up to your ponytail or the crown of your head. You're kind of like brushing it up with your hands. Yeah. All right. So in this, just the grand idea of saw, right, is to rotate and then hinge. Yeah. Rotate and hinge. Beautiful. So rotate towards me and then hinge. Let's do towards me. Yep. And then up and release. Now let's shake out the shoulders because I'm already getting tired. Today, I want us to think about rotation as in the back of your body rotating back, not necessarily the front of your body, but like the space between your shoulder blades looking away from me. Okay. And then when you go for your hinge, it's going to be similar to that crisscross that we did. This elbow that's sticking out, you're going to aim your elbow back and then don't squish kitty. And then return. Beautiful. We're going to stay on that side facing me for a bit because we got kitty on that lap. All right, let's go for real. Brush the hair up to the ponytail. Rotate the back away from me. Beautiful. Elbow's going to go long and hinge over kitty. It may be smaller than you're used to. That's fine. Bring it up and reset. But you're more precise, aren't you? Rotate the back away from me. We're staying on the same side. Elbow stretches over or behind you, and you bring your torso up and over kitty. Good. And bring it through. Let's do 2 more times on this side here. Back goes away from me. Lengthen upwards and over the top of kitty. Doesn't have to be a forward fold, right? It's just that little bit of motion. 1 more time. I know. We go up. Back goes away from me. And over kitty. Nicely done. And reset. Whew. What got tired first? I'm just going to stretch. I'm human. Shoulders got tired first. Is that what you said? For me, it's like my upper back got tired. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to turn away from me. So pillow's going to go on your other leg. Remember, your back's going to face towards me now. Oh, sorry, Nilu, you got this weird angle. Yeah, you're not sideways to me. Okay, you got it though. Here we go. Up tall. So you're going to rotate. Back is going to come towards me. Oh, elbow goes long behind you. And don't crunch kitty, but you're going to come over the top of her. Lift yourself up and reset. Okay, here we go. Rotate away, back towards me. There you go. Up and over kitty. Lift on up and center. Good. Back turns away from me. Lift up and over. I know it makes the movement smaller, but you know what? It really digs into that swivel point in your upper back, doesn't it? 2 more. Rotate back towards me. Up and over. Think length. You're still reaching through your hands. Last one. I know this one is just the devil. And up and over. Thigh stretch or this one? Which one's worse? And bring it in. Excellent. Shake it out. Cross the legs. Maybe now squish kitty. You can like let yourself forward drape. This is where like all of that extension, and then I want to just like round my upper back. Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to go ahead and place the pillow down. Look at this. We're using the pillow today a lot. I figured while we grab it, mine as well, huh? Just a quick time check. Oh my goodness. We're doing a good job working on the nuance of all of these because we're only about halfway through the list, but we got like less than 10 minutes to go. We're going to place the pillow underneath your sternum. So like the base of your sternum would be like below your nipple line, right? And we're going to place basically the apex of your pillow right there. Mhm. Beautiful. Palms are facing down. Make sure that the wrists, like where you would take your pulse, is pressed into the mat as well. So we don't want like archy hands. We want like pressing there. So if anything, the hands are lifted, but the wrists are pressed. Right here, lengthen through those toes. We're going to press into the ground and find that nice bit of extension. Think about pushing the base of your sternum into that pillow. And if you need more feedback, shove it in. I had to shove mine in a little bit. Yeah. Awesome. And then elbows are going to splay. You're going to bring one ear down to the mat and you're going to drape over the pillow. And there's that restoration of the thoracic curve again. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, this just puts me to sleep. It really does. We're going to bring yourself back up into your extension. Wrists are down. Find your lift. Shoulders wide and open. The sternum is pressed into the mat. And then we're going to widen out through those elbows and return your ear to the other side. Allow yourself to breathe and drape over the pillow. Oh my gosh. Seriously, this one is just a curse for me. And then up and hold. We're going to go for single leg kick here. So holding up into your extension, push through the elbows and the wrists, right? The wrists, not necessarily your hands. We're going to flex one foot and then point the foot and then stretch it out long. Okay? We're going to go flex, point, stretch. Good. And if you want to say that out loud, that's helpful too. Flex, point, stretch. Flex, point, stretch. Flex, point, stretch. Now, this one is not necessarily about what the foot's doing, so if that's confusing to you, just let it go. What I do want you to prioritize is how much your pubic bone is pressing into the mat, how much your sternum, the base of your sternum, is stretching forward, and how free your neck feels to be able to look around you. Good. One more time. Beautiful. And splay, let your head rest. You can turn one ear or not. We're going to do that one more time. And every time we bring the foot up, I want you to be able to turn your head and search for with your eyeballs and your head turn towards the foot that's in the air, that's like waving. Okay? Here we go. Press on up. Wrists down, hands are relatively light. Pubic bone is heavy. So again, there's a little bit of that pelvic tilt. When you go right foot up, I want you to turn over your right shoulder and see if you can wave to yourself with your foot and you can see it. And I want you to push through the ground to make that happen, not like side bend and look. Okay, so it's got to be like straight here and it's just your head turn. Stretch it back down. Same thing on the other side. The left is going to go and you're going to turn your head and try to find your foot with your left, with your head turned left, but not weight shifting or side bending, okay? Your upper half, like your torso, is really silent. You're not sliding around. You're really stretching your neck muscles and your eyeball muscles too, right? And then again, it's not so much about the choreography of the foot today, more about the stability of the upper body. One more time each side. A little less choreography, more just seeing if we can get that head turn. Well done. Go ahead and press back into some sort of child's pose. Kind of wiggle out your low back here. We're going to go into some bridging sequences next. So from here, go ahead and bring it in. We're going to slide the knees through your hands. If you want to go for a cross-legged transition, well done. Roll on back and bend your knees up. All right. Let's go palms facing up, please. Rolling the shoulders open. Press your hips up towards the ceiling and pause here for a second. Allow yourself to feel the imprint of your body in sand right now. What would be the heavier points and what would be the lighter points, and what points in the sand are undisturbed? So there's this like little triangle that's coming from the pinky side of your hand, maybe up to your elbow, to your top of your shoulders. Your head is maybe imprinted, and then you have your little footprints there. And hopefully you have nice heavy footprints where your big toe would be. Let's articulate down nice and slow. Grab your pillow and place it in between your knees. Adjust your feet if you need to adjust the width there. We're going to do that same thing. So stability bridge on the way up, articulating bridge on the way down, but we're going to have a little gentle squeeze with the knees. So go ahead and drive up. And again, so obviously you're going to be working your glutes and you're thinking about squeezing your glutes to press your hips up, but that pillow right there is a nice little indicator of midline connection, getting your big toes to be heavy on the ground. Articulate down, still squeezing the pillow. And again, press, articulate down. And press, articulate down. And press, articulate down. One more time, press and hold. Walk your feet in just a little bit more. We're going to take your right leg, keep squeezing the pillow, just your right leg's going to kick out on the diagonal. Out on the diagonal. Right leg's going to kick out. Oh, yes, keep squeezing that pillow. Pull that right leg back in. Tap the hips down for a little reset. Press the hips back up. Squeeze the thighs with both knees. You're just going to shift your weight over. Left leg is going to kick out. Point the toes. Keep squeezing that pillow. Bring the foot in and articulate down or tap down. Press up. Right leg kick. Bring it in and down. Press up. Left leg kick. Bring it in and down. We're going to do this 4 more times. Yep, 4 more times. Feel the work. When you shift weight, you're going to feel your arms have to work a little differently. Like kick out the right leg, your right arm has to press down a bit more to take on that work. Bring it center, hips down. Press up. Left leg kicks, but the left arm is going to take some of that. It's going to get more imprinted in the sand. And then down. One more time each side. Press, kick, center, and down. And last one, press and kick and center and down. Nicely done. Rock and roll yourself up to a seated position. We're going to slide onto our side here and come into a side elbow prop. Side elbow prop. And actually, let's do this. Take your hand either on, let's do this. Yeah, just on the front of your forehead's great. And then using this as a cue to be like, head back. Okay, head back. We're going to slide, get that pillow out of the way. Top leg is going to come forward. We're going to slide the leg forward. It can stay on the mat. That's fine. And then slide the leg back behind you. And actually, let's bend it back as well. Okay. So in side leg series, you're like, oh, we get so smoky in the side of our hips. That's cool. That's great. The point for today is going to be more, can you hold yourself stable in the shoulders and the waistline lift versus trying to just get smoky in the hip? That might happen as a byproduct. Okay. But here we go. We're going to slide the leg forward. Don't let yourself get saggy. Keep the lift. And then slide back and maybe even behind you. Go for that a few times here. I know for me, my neck is almost what gets tired first. And that's okay. I need some neck strengthening. Reaching and back. You can slide or you can hover the leg up. Again, I don't really care what you're doing with your leg. It's about this situation here. Reach and back. Yep. Reach and back. We have 5 more. 3 more. Yep. 2. And last one. Lovely. Let's find that Z-sit position. Press on up and just go for a nice little side bend here. And let's go for the cartwheel. We'll slide out, elbow comes down, side bend stretch on this side as well. And let's just do a couple side bends either side. Cartwheel up and over. Find the fluidity of it. This is sort of in place of our side plank, side bend. You're welcome. Reaching 2 more. And last one. Love it. Swing those legs to the other side. And we're going to do the same drill here. All right, so bottom knee is sort of tucked in, nice and strong through the shoulder. Waistline is lifted. We have lots of space. Hand on the forehead to remind you. All right, there's nothing interesting down there. Keep your eyes up, head back. Here we go. Slide the leg forward, slide the leg back, maybe even fold it back. Forward and back. And again, I don't really care what you're doing with your leg, just keeping this in check. All right. And if you want to change the position of your hand to help with some feedback, like sometimes holding the rib is really nice. You're like, oh yeah, I can feel my obliques working down there. That's kind of nice. Kick and pull. Beautiful. And again, we got that wrist heavy, not so much the hand. The wrist is heavy. Reaching back. Yes. Waistline lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Excellent job. Find that little Z-sit, press on up, smooth transition, and let's just flow from one side bend to the other. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 more. Love it. Slide that leg in front. So we're going to have left leg in front, and you're going to grab your big toes. Just like grip them like that. Mm-hmm. And right here, we're going to bring our elbows wide and sort of like rounding our back here. Okay. I think this one is synonymous to stomach massage on the reformer, crab. It's called crab on the mat, because essentially you're creating this space and we're going to be moving our thighs relatively close to our belly. But let's go for a forward fold first. You may rock over the shins and come on your head if you would like. Otherwise, you can just go into a forward fold. I know this one's funny. Roll back and come into a balanced position, still holding your toes. We're going to keep the knees really, really close to us and switch to the other toe hold. We'll roll forward, so tuck the heels in, and you can kind of boost yourself up and over your shins, either into a forward fold in your cross-legged or come into your crab position here. And again, when you have the top of your head on the mat, it feels so good to like stretch that upper back. Rolling on through. Find your balance point. Switch. Grab the toes. Roll through. You can push off with your knuckles a little bit to help you get over that. And then the crown of your head is on the mat. There you go, Catherine. Nice. Catherine, get more on the crown of your head and push your booty up to the ceiling. There you go. Almost like you want to send your bra clasp to the other side of the room, the wall. Yeah. And then bring it down. We'll do that one more time. Crab switch. Either forward fold stretch or push off your knuckles a little bit to help you get over the shins. And then find that upper back stretch. Excellent. Bring it on back. Love it. From here, we're going to rotate onto our hands and knees. And I'm going to abbreviate a little bit our push-up to finish here. Let's come out into a push-up position with the hips forward. And I'm going to do this with the knees down, but certainly if you want to do knees up, that's fine too. Widen out through your fingers a lot. We're going to lower ourselves down to the mat all the way until we can rest here. Press your hips back over your heels from here and shift into sort of a loaded beast or child's pose. Come back out into your short plank. Hips are dropped just a little bit. We're going to lower our belt buckle and our chest at the same time to the ground. Beautiful. And then press your tail towards your heels to come back. Again, shift forward, lower your hips just a little bit. Bring the base of your sternum to the mat. Press back. You have 2 more of these little push-ups forward, and if you want more, you can come to Friday's class. And back. Well done. We're going to do that one more time. Shift forward, lower down, shift back, and pause. Walk your hands back just a smidge. From here, your toes are tucked, yes? Let's tuck them if they're not already. Come into your A-frame. And we're going to drop the knees down and go into A-frame 5 times. So we're going to go tap the knees, A-frame 1, 2, 3, push through the toes, 4, and one more time, press up and stay there, 5. Walk your hands back until your hands are about 2 feet in front of your toes. And now we're in the bottom of our roll down, yes? Fingertips are still on the ground. Straighten up your knees as best as you can. And what we're going to do here is we're going to click our heels together so we're in a Pilates V for this last bit. So we're going to do our standing roll downs in a Pilates V. Launch your arms so that your biceps frame your ears. Pull yourself up to stand. Arms come down by your side. Grab your pillow. Place it between your thighs. Arms up towards the ceiling, biceps framing your ears. I realize we're going a bit over time here. Here we go. Shrug the shoulders up. Reach out over. Squeezing that pillow just like you did for spine stretch forward. This is just the standing version of it, right? Don't let your belly or your boobs hit kitty in your lap. Roll on up, squeezing your thighs together as an anchor point to help you come up. Good. One more time. Shrug up. Stretch over the top of kitty. And then launching forward, lifting off kitty. Beautiful. Bring your arms down by your side. I always love doing roll downs with a pillow. I'm glad that we did that today. Bring your feet again into, actually march a few times in plates. Just march. The arms swing. And then go ahead and land with your feet in their default position. Close your eyes if that feels right for you to help you with your body scan. Notice your grounding in your feet. Do you feel like your imprint in the sand is a bit more heavier now than it was when you started? Do you have a weight shift bias in the toes, the heels, the insides, the outsides, right foot versus left foot? Let your knees bobble. Let your hips or your pelvis move in forward, backward, side to side rotations. How are your shoulders sitting on top of the rib cage? How's your head sitting on top of that spine? Can you feel the decompression if someone were to pull on your ponytail there? Turning your head left and right. Taking a few breaths in and out, noticing, are you breathing through your nose or your mouth? The quality of that airflow and where it fills your body, metaphorically or literally. And then finding that space in between your ears and right behind your bridge of your nose. There's a little dot. What's your vibe? Hopefully feeling a little better than when we started. Open your eyes. Big breath in if it feels like that needs that last little stretch. Awesome job, team. Thanks for hanging out and exploring that with me today. I love the classical repertoire. It never gets old for me. I'm going to stop the recording.